the cookies that he eats, they should have no milk in them and no eggs either. And he should absolutely refuse to give anyone presents if they have body parts in their house or any kind of food or any kind of furniture that isn't 100% vegan.
I mean, that's really a cool thing to be saying. So if Santa really would take the advice from that vegan teacher, which would be a horrible thing to be doing in the first place, but if he would, I think like 95% of all the children are getting nothing, no presents at all. It would be like the fastest Christmas for Santa, because obviously the big majority of the population does have like an animal product in his or her house. Hey dudes, today your boy is back with a fresh video on the channel. Hope you're all excited for it. So today it's Christmas, at least when I'm making this video. If I'm not being lazy, it's still Christmas when I upload this video, but I wanted to make a video in the Christmas theme, so I did my favorite thing in the world, taking a look at that vegan teacher's YouTube channel, and she made a video called Be Better Than Santa, Be Vegan. So obviously you know your boy is going to be covering this video. Obviously a couple days ago I made the video about the daughter of that vegan teacher. I probably put a link in the description if you want to see it. Before I go into the video topic, I want to take a look at the comment of the day. So the comment of the day is referring to something that I said in one of my previous videos. So this person is saying, lost me at the part where you're saying you made the decision to be overweight, quoting it as saying nope. Well, I still stand behind that. For some context, this was me when I was talking about a video that was about a fat acceptance person. I was basically saying, well, I want to have a free seat because I cannot fit in one. I'm really overweight, so I need to have two, but I want to have one seat free because every single fat person needs to be comfortable. And I was saying, well, you made the decision to be overweight with overeating, with consuming too many calories, and this person is disagreeing, and I can understand where he's coming from. Obviously you have certain conditions and you have certain diseases that makes it really hard to lose weight, but I'm talking about the majority of people that are weighing too much. They obviously consuming too many calories, too many carbs and sugar, and if they would go on a calorie deficit, they definitely would lose weight. Obviously there are small exceptions to that. I understand that. Maybe I should have been more complete, but I still stand behind what I was saying, because obviously the majority would lose weight if they start eating less. That is just the truth behind it. Even if you would take a look at a really heavy person and see what they are consuming on a day, well, it's not a surprise they're weighing as much as they do, 9 out of the 10 times, and I think most people can honestly agree with that. But having said all this, I don't want to go on a rant. Let's get started.
Alright guys, I just finished a live over here on TikTok. We were dancing, we were talking about all kinds of things, and then the subject of Christmas came up, and I started to talk about Santa. I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why vegans are better than Santa. The first reason is that Santa eats cookies and drinks milk, and never does he mention that they are vegan.
The reason that he's not talking about it being vegan is because it's not. Santa is Chad, he doesn't really care. And if you take a look at Santa himself, he looks like your average dad that is consuming milk and eggs and is actually really strong, has that dad strength going on. If you ever fought like a really old person in the 50s or 60s, they have like strength you couldn't even imagine. You would imagine them being pretty weak, but they still have that strength in them. And I do think Santa is much stronger than your average vegan, I'm not gonna lie. And I honestly forget sometimes that vegans obviously have a problem with milk, eggs, cheese. Obviously, most of the time you think about the meat thing because they really talk about that a lot more than milk and eggs. But obviously, they don't consume milk, they don't consume eggs. That is why a lot of them have like problems with B12 and protein and calcium, because a vegan diet is not the healthiest thing to do for you. And not only that, because most vegan products don't really taste as good as the original. For example, I've tried soy milk before. Obviously, besides the soy boy memes, I didn't think it tastes too nice in my opinion, especially comparing it with whole milk. There is no comparison to be made, even because whole milk tastes much better than soy milk in your boy's opinion. The same with cookies, the same with meat. It all tastes much better in the original version compared to the vegan version.
And the cookies that he eats, they should have no milk in them and no eggs either. And he should absolutely refuse to give anyone presents if they have body parts in their house or any kind of food or any kind of furniture that isn't 100% vegan.
I mean, that's really a cool thing to be saying. So if Santa really would take the advice from that vegan teacher, which would be a horrible thing to be doing in the first place, but if he would, I think like 95% of all the children are getting nothing, no presents at all. It would be like the fastest Christmas for Santa, because obviously the big majority of the population does have like an animal product in his or her house, obviously meat, or maybe like a leather jacket or something. Obviously there are many animal products and many people do have a lot of them in their house, so every single child that does is not getting anything from Santa if really Santa would be listening to that vegan teacher, which is a really cool thing to be saying, I'm not gonna lie.
The third reason is, why is Santa only giving gifts to humans? What about all of the animals? You know, the animals who are on sanctuaries right now living there because they've been saved by vegans? Do you know how hungry they are? Do you know how many amazing sanctuaries there are right now with animals who don't have enough hay, enough barns to protect them? Why is Santa, in all of his bags, never having gifts for the animals?
Look, I must disagree with my future wife, that vegan teacher here, because I've seen many Christmas movies and the dogs do sometimes get like a bone or something like that. Obviously, I don't know how a vegan looks at something like that. Can a dog have like a bone or eat even meat, or does the dog even need to be a vegan? I don't know. I've never really heard that vegan teacher talk about a dog eating meat or animals eating other animals. I don't know if that's okay with a vegan or not.
The fourth reason is that Santa is fat. Now I want you to look around at the vegans that you know. I want you to count how many you see who are unhealthy, overweight.
I think I kinda must agree with that vegan teacher here. I don't think there are many vegans that are overweight, but the vegans basically suffer from the opposite a lot of the time. So look really skinny / a little bit too lean in my opinion. Like they have a really low body fat percent, which doesn't look good in my opinion. They almost look like zombies sometimes with like a weird yellow color. I don't know why that is the case, but obviously you're not getting too much protein in a vegan diet, B12, and you're probably need to supplement, and a lot of people that are on a vegan diet don't know what they are doing, especially like young girls sometimes look really sickly on a vegan diet, and it definitely can have consequences. So if you're gonna be on a vegan diet, at least do your research. I'm not saying you cannot be healthy on a vegan diet. I obviously seen healthy vegans, but some of them basically look like a zombie.
Now listen, Santa needs to honestly just step aside. Let vegans take over Christmas. When we are in charge, we will make sure that nobody gets any presents. That's right. Why the hell do we need to give these spoiled brat kids presents anyway? You know, most of them eat animals. Most of them don't anything. They're in the schoolyard stepping on ants. We need to have more discipline. That's what we need.
I mean, it would be like a horrible Christmas if Santa would be replaced by that vegan teacher herself. All the children are getting nothing from this woman, and obviously I don't think that vegan teacher would be a person that you would allow in your house in the first place. I do think Santa is a much more trustful person compared to that vegan teacher, because she is kinda a little unstable. I don't think I really need to explain that. It's not the type of woman you let you in your house at like 3 a.m. if we're gonna be honest with each other. But having said all of this, now I wanna take a look at some of the comments, because they are pretty gold. Nah, the Santa on a thumbnail is more cute than your old wrinkly face. I chose Santa. I mean, to be fair here, I don't think that vegan teacher is looking really healthy in my opinion. I think a lot of vegans kind of look really, how to say this, thin / skinny, and obviously you don't need to look like that if you know what you're doing. Another person is saying, you have truly lost your mind, you sound absolutely ridiculous, this has to be rage bait or you are trolling at this point. That's the big question honestly with that vegan teacher. Is she playing a character or is she being for real? But having said all of this, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a nice Christmas, press the like button if you enjoyed this video, get subscribed if you want to get notified, and I will see you all on the next one.